Ready. Play.
We've got 2 3-set wins. So we lamented some of the lack of excitement on the men's side today, but actually on the women's side, we've had a couple of crackers here with Jessica Pegula coming from a set down to beat Marketa Vondrousova, former French Open finalist, of course, in 3 sets. Good to see Marketa at least healthy and back on the tour. Then we had Boisson. Am I saying that right? Boisson, probably.
Yeah, Boisson. Yeah.
Boisson winning a 3-set affair over Jacquemont, and that included actually receiving a bagel in the second set. Vanch, any thoughts on either of these 2 matches?
Yeah, the Pegula Vondrousova was interesting to me just because the last time they played at Wimbledon, and I still had that match in my head, and I was wondering if.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because Pegula was up 4-1 in the third set, and then they closed the roof before the start of the third set, and then the conditions got really heavy. And today the conditions were also pretty heavy. The roof was open, but the conditions were heavy. It was overcast. So I thought, okay, that favors Marketa more. But then and she still was very clever. She used all the drop shots. The lefty serve was causing Pegula problems for like a set and a half. But then Pegula, she really upped her aggression. She started taking the backhand a lot earlier. She was much more willing to, I think, grind from the back of the court. She wasn't getting as frustrated. She was reading Marketa's drop shots a lot more. She came to the net a lot by herself. She came to the net 38 times, which is definitely what you have to do so not get spun in Marketa's web. And the start of the third was very crucial because Marketa had 2 break points to go up 2-1, and then Pegula she had one really good serve, and then she won this one really long baseline rally, and then held in that game. And then, Vondrousova has 2 all 40-15, and so I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a really tight third set. But then Pegula from there was by far the better player the last 4 games. So this was probably Pegula's best win since the Charleston title. So her clay swing before this was kind of mediocre at best. Not really much confidence. But now she's in the 4th round here with a very, on paper, she should win this match. But Boisson is also super tough for the surface. She's on an 8-match win streak, and she has one of those. I think Mario was comparing her to Maria Sakkari, and I could see that comp a little, because she does have a lot of muscly power, where she just she muscles the ball pretty big, and she imposes her physicality a lot. She reminds me of a Peyton Stearns that way. Also, the forehand is super heavy. But I don't know if it's I don't know if she's ready for the consistency that Pegula will have at her, because Jacquemont players that she's played so far in the first week, they're a lot more up and down, and Pegula has this base level of consistency that I think probably be too much. So,
do you think the same as well, Damien, that Pegula will just have too much for Boisson?
I mean, I just don't think that Boisson will be able to hold up physically. Today she was already just living on I don't even know what.
Adrenaline.
Obviously, it's not like she's come through the qualifying or something like that. She's had a wild card, just 3 matches, but still a pretty new effort, a pretty new tournament for her. I just think she's probably not going to have enough of it in store to defeat Pegula. I thought that whole interaction in the Talking Tennis group chat was funny, because to me, whoever was posting that photo, was it James? I don't remember. But that photo of Boisson and saying that something about Sakkari, I think it was just talking visually. And then Vash just started talking about it, just analyzing and comparing to Peyton Stearns.
Yeah.
I'm sure the guy did not mean, but but nonetheless, I can see it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Obviously, she's been a very much a feel good story of the tournament after what happened to her last year, and the fact that she's now able to turn it into a run, also a win streak, I think, right? Because she won that W75, so it's gonna be 8 by now. I think that's really a tremendous story, but I think the narrative comes to a close here, very likely. And it's funny also because before the tournament, we were talking about Pegula and Fritz at kind of the same level, where, they have good draws. So even though we don't consider them to be threats at the moment, who knows? They might actually make it pretty deep. One of them didn't. One of them looks like should make the quarters probably. Except, I don't really think she probably wouldn't beat Andreeva. But making the quarters from given her position, given her like how she was coming into the slam. That would be amazing for Pegula.
Talking of visuals and Boisson, maybe she'll even get an image on the WTA website at some point after this.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.